In Joburg, meanwhile, ActionSA says it's now going to bring a motion of no confidence against the current speaker there, COPE's Colleen Makhubele. Makhubele was voted into office with support from the ANC and the minority bloc of parties after previously being part of the DA-led coalition in Joburg. Zark Lebatlang is the Deputy Chief Whip for the caucus for ActionSA in Joburg. Councillor, good afternoon to you and thank you for your time. Why are you bringing this motion against the speaker in Joburg?
Good afternoon, Stephen, and to your viewers. As ActionSA, we have brought this particular motion, specifically focusing on the court case, the judgment, the High Court judgment, where it, in fact, if you look at that judgment, it set aside the particular illegal programming meeting that took place, and where, as well, the speaker presided over the election of the mayor, and also the removal of Dr. Popalati, the mayor at the time, yeah.
So this is based, I suppose, you're suggesting that she's not competent or that she did the wrong thing and therefore she should go?
Yes, definitely. Look, even in our experiences in council, we would have believed that the speaker should be somebody who's partial, somebody who should be fair, and make sure that all political parties feel free within council. But certain utterances that the speaker has made on social media platforms and also on media platforms such as interviews has been a great concern for us. But our focus has always been that we want to look at the legal processes of council, and that's why we brought forward this particular motion.
If you look at the maths in Joburg, can you really remove her?
Well, look, we know that we are in a political environment where we speak about issues of numbers and discussing with various political parties. And as a multi-party coalition, we have always been consulting with various parties, and we are still solid within our bloc. And we are definitely sure that as we convince other political parties on our motion, that we'll definitely succeed in removing her.
Just a few days ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now, the ANC was able to win all of the council votes for the position of chairs in committee in Joburg. So that group of people, the ANC and the minority bloc, your opponents in Joburg for the moment, clearly have the numbers and you do not. I mean, that's correct, right?
Stephen, politics nowadays with the coalition arrangements, it's all about engaging parties. It's always ensuring that people get to a common cause, and where fit and where legal issues are presented to various parties, and they agree, and through our persuasion, we definitely believe that we can make sure that this motion passes through council. Okay,
so which party who has voted in favor of Makhubele do you believe will change their mind?
Well, now we have been engaging with various political parties on developments. You would have seen what happens in Ikuruleni, you would have seen what happens in the outcome in that particular council. And we believe that parties are starting to see what the ANC actually stands for, And we have always been saying that we will always keep our doors open as ActionSA, as a multi-party government in Johannesburg, ensuring that we have a stable government that is able to deliver services. So therefore, our rooms are still open for discussions, and there's no particular party that we want to single out. But we want to say that all progressive parties who feel that we need to bring back a stable government in Johannesburg and ensuring that the speaker does a job properly should be able to support us in this particular motion.
Okay, I'm going to really push you here, I'm afraid, Councillor, because we had a group of political parties who voted to elect Colleen Makhubele just a month ago. Nothing has really significantly or substantially changed since then. So then, which parties do you think will now change their minds? Unless you're referring to what Julius Malema said on this channel earlier today, in which case he'll vote against the ANC, except that Colleen Makhubele is not from the ANC, she's from COPE.
Yeah, definitely. Those are part of references that we observe in the political space that we find ourselves in. And as ActionSA, we have never hidden any closed door or closed the door for even parties like the EFF, where we've always said that we need to bring parties who have the numbers to stabilize our government. And if the EFF is open for us to talk to them, we'll always have those discussions. The only thing that we've always made it clear that we are not willing to work with the ANC, and our residents has made that very clear. And therefore, we feel that within this particular arrangements, we're talking to our partners and those who have voted for her before, in terms of the chairpersons and replacing her as the speaker. We are willing to persuade some of those parties to get the idea of what we want to achieve in council.
Okay. If you do remove her, so if you do remove Colleen Makhubele as speaker, who would you replace her with?
Look, remember, we are working within a multi-party coalition agreement. And in some of those agreements are agreements that we agree on principle. But remember, these particular discussions, we engage with parties where we feel that where we are able to get a stable and a majority number to get our candidate in, that's when I think possibly we will be able to present a candidate as the multi-party bloc.
You have a coalition agreement that involves yourself and the other political parties that make up your coalition in Joburg, Tshwane and Ekurhuleni. It's part of a national agreement. Under that agreement, as I understand it, and has been stated publicly, the Democratic Alliance gets the position of Speaker and Mayor. I mean, that's correct, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
So the person would come from the DA?
Well, that's what the agreement states now, but remember, we have always said that we need to work towards a configuration of this agreement. That is one of the biggest issues that we have discussed. And even in the previous candidate, when the DA presented a candidate from themselves, as ActionSA, we voted for that particular candidate. And we've always said that we are going to persuade parties so that we bring in players that are going to stabilize this particular coalition.
Councillor Zark Lebatlang, thank you very much indeed for your time. Deputy Chief Whip of the ActionSA caucus in the city of Joburg. I don't know about you, but some of the council politics now is getting very, very complicated.